Oh, nice lance. That's actually crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
Wait, keep going. Push them, push them, push them.
I'm trying. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Siffco, and I'm going to be talking about WildGate. WildGate is a PvP multiplayer shooter that blends tactical ship-to-ship combat with fast-paced first-person action. Evade deadly environmental hazards, search for powerful weapons and ship upgrades, and be the first crew to escape with the artifact. It's developed by Moonshot Games and it has a release date of 2025, but we all know everyone's waiting to see what happens with Grand Theft Auto 6 and when that releases and how all these games will move around. In this video, I'm going to give you my thoughts, my first impressions on this game. It isn't released yet, and I was able to get a key and for free, and there was no strings attached. The reason I was interested in this game and why I signed up for the playtest is because it brings a different idea to the PvP multiplayer shooter. It's in space, which I love. It's sci-fi, which I love. And the thing is, you get to be on a spaceship and you get to upgrade the spaceship, whether you upgrade the guns or you upgrade the shields, or as I found out in my last game, you can give it a lancer and just tear up enemy ships. The gunplay feels like Destiny with a little bit of Overwatch, and I did play a bit of Concord. It does feel like Concord too. There's a decent amount of characters to choose from. They all have like passives, whether it's like the robot won't need oxygen to breathe when you're doing the PvP elements, or another operator or prospector that can stay on the ship and can see enemies nearby, basically to help protect the ship when they try to board your spaceship. Again, the gameplay is smooth, and the more you play, the longer you play, you're able to gain experience and unlock more weapons. There isn't any monetization that I saw, and so yeah, the more you play, the more you earn. And again, some of these weapons feel like it's Destiny, just like pistol and things, how they shoot. I can't really explain it. And again, like Overwatch, because they have this healing gun, and when you press it, it kind of just follows and tracks like a straight laser beam, like that I've seen on Overwatch. But I don't know, maybe it's the colors, the aesthetic, just something just mixes those to me together, or at least those were the vibes that I was getting. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward, and there's so many things to use and there's so many strategies to have. But overall, the gameplay loop is you spawn in and you got your crew, and hopefully you're communicating really good, because that's going to be a huge advantage in this game. If you're doing it solo, it's going to be very, very difficult. As I myself, I didn't win after like 6 hours. I didn't win any games. It was that difficult. It wasn't until my last game, before I logged off, that I was able to find a teammate that was communicating and a team that wasn't communicating, but at least they were listening and they were just upgrading and they were doing the right part, and it just felt more fun, and we were able to get it to third place. And I'm pretty decent at these games now, but without communication, without a team, without stacking, you're really gonna feel it. So if you're a solo guy that just wants to get in and have fun and is willing to communicate, you're basically going to have to rely on others to communicate too. So that's probably going to be the gap with this game, and why people might not, or why it probably won't pop off, at least not right away, or who knows, maybe it will. But for me, I'll definitely have to go with a stack or a team. But yeah, the gameplay loop is fun. You spawn in, and right away you have to start going to these PvE missions where you fight these little booger guys, and there's also some other worms that shoot lasers, and those are really annoying because they do a lot of damage. But overall, the areas are pretty nice. You go onto these ships, or you go to these communication stations, and they're really interesting. Someone flies the ship and you traverse your way there, and once you finish up that PvP area, you're able to get the loot, which has upgrades and different ways of traversing space by yourself, whether it's like this jetpack thing, pod racer thing that you're able to use in space that lets you travel faster and move around faster for many different reasons, whether it's gathering resources or boarding enemy ships. And the ship battles are fun. It's difficult at first, but they were really fun once you get to know what's going on and get yourself familiar with the game. The last game, I was able to put a lancer on the ship, and it was just cutting through the ship, and that was just so much fun just to see that happen. So I just had to figure out how to just cut it just right. But that was the most fun I had with the ship battles. Otherwise, you're gonna get a lot of good players that just rush in and go to the reactor, which disables your ship, ultimately destroying it, and you have to along the way pick up resources, which is ice, and will cool down your reactor, and that way not cause it to blow up. And honestly, that's the game. The more you play, the more you're able to unlock, and there's different ships that you're able to unlock, which has like more health or different abilities, whether it's like speed and whatnot. But for me, once I got to that barrier of like, okay, I'm gonna need like a team that communicates all the time, otherwise I'm not gonna win any of these games, and I'm just gonna be doing the same thing over and over, which is like spawning in and gathering resources and upgrading, and then an enemy team will just board my ship and no one will say anything, and so it's like 1v2 and they're all just constantly showing up, and you take one out and they're just like everywhere, and then it's just absolute chaos and you just get overrun. And so there was a lot of times where my team was just the first to go, and so that's going to be the biggest thing. I mean, the game is fun, the graphics are nice, it's stable, it's got everything there, but for me it's missing a little something. Like, I don't know if the characters aren't interesting enough. There's two that say they're coming soon, they'll probably be there at full release, but there's just a little something missing. But overall, what's going to happen here is this is a very team-based, communication-oriented game. Like, it is a must. It's an advantage. Sure, you can go in solo and hopefully you'll get people who use their mics, but that's going to be the thing. For this to get popular, that's going to be the thing to really just bring it to the next level, because the gameplay and the idea that they're bringing with the ships and upgrading them, and there's fires and you have to put them out and you have to repair things, is interesting. So that was it. Those were my thoughts. There was really nothing I really hated about this game. I mean, it does feel a little bit of a grind because you have to play, and again, there's no monetization that was in this playtest, and so it does take a little bit to get some weapons, and then you have to be like level 8 to be able to unlock another ship. So it does feel like it takes a little bit more than I would like. And then there's like different strategies. I would love to play with just like a full team that communicates and wants to do good with this game and wants to be good that way, just to fully experience this. But if you're playing solo, it's going to be really hard and it's going to turn you off a bit, even though the game itself has potential and the idea is very promising. But that's the video. I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts and impressions about this new game that looked interesting, and just kind of pass it on to you. Maybe you're interested and try it out, let you be the judge. So I thought it was alright, and I think it's got potential. So I'll put a little bit of raw gameplay again, that way you can be the judge. And I also did a live stream, and so I streamed it for a few hours, and you can just check out my real rough thoughts on that one and see more raw gameplay and how the game performed. But that's the video. Please like and subscribe, go ahead and leave a comment and say hi, and until next time, happy gaming.
Now let's get some reactor health low. Coolant needed.
An enemy? This close? Aha! Overloaded their reactor. Ship-brain. An enemy? This close?
Coolant ready.
Dispatch the enemy. Where should I fly this ship? My turn to try. Enemy ship. The many dangers of the air. Challenge failed.
Multiple hostile ships in range. Ice required. Seek ice.
And action!
Reactor temperature rising.
O2 link repaired. Fired enemy. Enemy deactivate. Piloting the spacecraft. They're not using that turret anymore.
Reactor health low.
One less
Coolant
weapon
needed.
against. Our reactor levels are dangerous. Enemy ship. Great. Turret, take it down. It always breaks.
Fire on board.
Hey, I think it's an enemy target.
Reactor temperature rising.